Today we're speedrunning every ending in Duck Season, a VR horror game. Now our speedrun starts with a bit of a cutscene just showing our main character chilling on the couch, pretty bored, until our mom comes home with the groceries, and of course we're a great son, so we're gonna help her. And we see she got the newest game, Duck Season. So of course we're gonna be playing this game, and yeah, that's pretty much all the explanation you need. Because after that cutscene, we actually go into the game, and you can see what this game is like. We're in our living room, we have an old TV, and we can eat some bananas, you know, probably the most important part. Our house is pretty nice. We see our moms in the back doing something, and we can throw things at her if we want. We're not very good at throwing though. The game is going to give us a little bit of a tutorial. I don't care too much about that. And the guy in this tutorial is a little bit unhinged. Yeah, this man, he's going through some personal issues, possibly. But anyways, we know how to play now. So of course, that means it's time to go into the game, start with level 1. How this game does the environment is super cool because now we're literally in the game. We can start by learning how to play the game, aligning our controller, pulling the trigger, and you can see that there's this guy dressed up as a dog. And I know what you're saying. You really want me to shoot him. Don't worry, we will in later endings. But for this first one, we're not going to be able to do that. But he does keep popping up. I really want to hit him straight in the face, but we just got to worry about shooting the ducks, at least for now. And you'll see why a little bit later. But for this first level, they come through in cycles of one at a time. We just shoot. I'm kind of just aiming right above the gun, and that's how you know where the duck is going to be. And yeah, it's just about aiming, doing it well, and seeing this dog dance. Kind of annoying me a little bit because I really want to hit him in the face. And then after a while, it starts giving you 2 ducks. That's not too much harder. And finally, to finish out this first level, we just have to hit these 2 ducks. I aim for each one of them, and that is going to be the first level done. The dog is really proud of us, waves to us, and we go back into the real world. Now, the creepy thing about this game is every time you go back into the real world, time is obviously gone by, and our room changes a little bit. So yeah, I'm sure that won't be used for any horror elements or anything like that, but that's going to be level 1. Time to go into level 2. Oh yeah, by the way, we can look behind ourselves and see ourselves through the TV. I'm sure that's not going to get used in any weird ways. But the game at the beginning kind of just pretends that it's just a fun game where you're shooting some ducks. It doesn't want you to think it's a horror game just yet. Anyways, this is pretty much the same thing as level 1, so I'll probably skip ahead to the end of level 2. Oh, and by the way, for this first ending, we do have to do each of these levels perfectly, so we actually do have to shoot all the ducks correctly, but that's going to be another level done. So we're going back into the real world. Things have changed again. I don't know if this is my mom doing this or if I'm just like fumbling around the entire room, moving things as I'm playing the game. But yeah, mom, if it's you, stop it. I'm trying to focus on my gaming. So on to level 3, and this time it's actually going to switch up. It can be a couple of things for this level, and this time we got this one where we have to make sure that 10 ducks don't get past us before they release 20 of the ducks. So taking as many of them out as possible is best. And some of them are pretty hard because they come from pretty far away, but I'm just gonna try to go for my shots. Especially for these far away ones, you just got to try a couple times. They come from angles all over the place, and every once in a while a few will get past me, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Like that guy, oh my gosh, he almost did. And I almost shot the dog as well. We have to make sure we don't shoot that guy. It will actually ruin the ending we're going for, but that's going to be the first part of level 3, and now there's a second. And with this one, we just have to shoot 10 ducks before 3 get away. Not the hardest thing in the world, but they will start to send out multiple at the same time. Also, I got that double kill right there. That was pretty nice, but if we take out these last 4 ducks, then we should be good. I will just wait for him to bounce off the sky. There's one behind this tree, which we can take out, and that's going to be all 10. Then to speed things up, I'm just not going to shoot any of these because we don't really need the extra points. I'm trying to go fast, not worry about that. Eventually, the ducks will start flying faster, going towards the end, and that's going to be another level done. So let's see how the room has changed this time. Not too much. There is our action figure right by us, but level 4, I'm not going to worry about it. And for this one, we're just back to some regular duck hunting. You've seen it before, not too much to say. But after this level is where things are going to start getting weird. So straight from this clock scene, you can see that it sounds like we're underwater and everything gets messed up, and then we have to start shooting ourselves with our gun. That way we can wake him up. Eventually, our boy is going to wake up, and yes, there is a dancing dog just on top of our couch. I don't know what he was doing, but yeah. Things are getting a little strange. I'm sure it's not too much of a problem though. And also our mom says that the knife is gone, so I'm sure that's not a problem. I don't have time to worry about knives. We got to get back to doing some duck hunting. And we got another one of these, shoot 20 ducks before 10 get past you. I'm getting a bit more warmed up though. I feel pretty good about this. It takes you a bit to get used to playing this game in VR, knowing where your gun is going to be. But after you are warmed up, you can get some pretty good shots on these ducks. And then after that, there's also going to be another shoot 10 ducks before 3 escape. You already know how it is. This game does repeat itself a lot with the challenges, but thankfully it's a really fun game regardless. So even if it is repeating, it's not too much of a problem. But okay, that is going to be another one done. We're back to the living room again, just gonna skip past this stuff, back into level 6. And if you've never seen this game before, you're probably wondering, when are the horror elements gonna come in? Don't worry, they're gonna be here soon. It's just a bit of a wind up where we get to play a fun game first. But okay, back to just going for regular shots on these guys. And this one's a really short level because unlike the last few where you have to do 2 different games, this one's only 1. And now finally, things are gonna start to pick up because you'll notice on our TV that instead of us just being able to go back to the game, this time there's a news report. And we'll listen to that while I mess with Mom.
Tonight on News Channel 6 at 6 o'clock, the mystery behind the disappearance of several families in the Tri-County area continues to grow. What investigators are now saying about this bizarre case, plus your 5-day weather forecast and sports. All that at 6.
Yeah, I'm sure that has nothing to do with us. We're just gonna go back to playing the game. I mean, it's not like the dog's looking any different. He's probably pretty happy with us since we haven't shot him a single time. And it's time for a time attack. This is actually the first time we've seen one of these. So for this, we have to shoot 5 ducks before 15 seconds pass. And honestly, not too hard. I can just go for each one. That's gonna be 5. And now we just chill. I love seeing the time attacks just because they're super fast. So hopefully we'll get some more of them throughout the run. Then we get the fat duck. And this one is really interesting because we have a big duck and then it multiplies into 2 smaller ducks, and then they keep multiplying into smaller ducks from there, going faster as they get smaller. And we have to shoot 14 of these different ducks, which isn't too bad. It gives you a lot of time to do it, so I'm never truly worried about getting it done. That's going to be 14, and now we'll just wait for all the ducks to leave. All right, that is going to be the last one. We can get rid of that. And now time for one of the creepiest parts of the game, because we're just chilling. All of those DVDs are lined up. Then we look outside our door and the dog is there filming us. Now, instead of telling our mom or anything like that, why would we do that? We're just gonna go straight back to the game level 8. You know, I'm sure he was just filming a documentary or something. He can't be mad at us. We haven't shot him a single time, so why would he? Yeah, this dog is so creepy. Just something about the movements he does and stuff, and now he's literally in real life. Our mom did also let us know that the knife was gone. I hope she was able to find that, but I guess it's not my problem to deal with. But it's just back to some regular duck hunting. And this time we're gonna have 3 rounds. It's pretty much the same thing as level 1 and 2, so we'll skip over to the end. So this is gonna be the last duck. We take him out, go into round 4, and as you can hear from our mom, she's telling us it's time to go to bed. So yeah, that is going to be the end of playing, and this is going to be pretty much the only good ending in this game. And you can consider a few others good endings, but I think for sure this is definitely the best ending, where we just go to bed. We listen to our mom. She tells us that it's time to go to sleep. We brush our teeth. Like I said before, we're a good son. And our mom tells us,
"We can rent it another day since you liked it so much. But you know, I would have shot that annoying dog."
And you are right, Mom. We are going to do that next. Because this is a horror game. We can't only have the good endings. Everybody knows that. But of course, our boy goes back up. He completely disrespects his mother. How dare you? And goes and brings out another game, which is the Fiesta game. Let's go. So yeah, this is basically the better game ending, where we stop playing duck season and move on with our lives. Now from here, you can dance to some music if you want, but we're just going to go back to the title since we already got our ending, and now go into New Game Plus. And it also lets you skip the opening cutscene, thankfully, and we're also able to skip everything at the beginning. That guy who probably has some anger management issues. And here's where the game is gonna start getting really fun. Because like before, of course, we have to align our controller, pull the trigger, and go through this first part, but then we can start shooting this dog, and shooting the dog is so fun. Now, of course, we're gonna shoot him in between, and then every time we do, he's gonna wave his finger at us, very disappointed. So I'm sure that won't be a problem. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do, and I'll skip to when it starts changing. All right, so we are now on the police part, and you can see that this time there's a phone next to us. Now we could use that for a special ending, but we're gonna do that one later. But anyways, this time, once we make it to round 4 on the last day, instead of our mom telling us it's time to go to bed, we see the dog behind us. And then we go in here, you can see that everything is a little creepy, and we're just looking around our house. It's all dark. We turn our head and see that our mom is dead, and now the game cartridge says, "Come face me." So yeah, it's time for the boss fight. Now, our guy is just passed out on the couch behind us. It's all up to us, but we're not really gonna help him. Because for one of the endings, you actually have to lose in the boss fight. And the best way of doing that is just letting the dog do whatever he wants. He's gonna be throwing fireballs at us. He sends ducks that come straight towards our face. It's actually kind of scary in VR. Sometimes they come straight into your eyes, and I do not love it. But yeah, we're just hanging out, letting him do whatever he wants to. And what the dog is trying to do is break our TV. And finally, once he succeeds at that, he's gonna stop dealing with us. You can see that the TV behind us is broken. And yeah, that's probably not the best thing in the world, but we can look behind us. Our boy is still sleeping. I could try to shoot him, but unfortunately it doesn't work. And then the TV starts regenerating. And then, of course, the dog comes from behind as creepy as possible. Our boy is just sleeping on the ground. Then he comes up, crouches down, starts waving to us. Of course, we're going to wave back. I mean, I'm not rude. And yeah, turns off the TV. That's another ending. So yeah, we're stuck forever in here. That's pretty fun. And we just get to enjoy the sun coming up. I mean, not much else we can do. And it also shows us the credits for the game. Shout out to all the people who made it. That's going to be the stuck forever ending. And that's going to be 2 out of 7 complete. But then we also go behind us and see there's a new kid who's now playing and is wondering who we are. So that's kind of ominous. And thankfully, you can actually continue from that point, so we don't have to replay from the beginning, which is really nice. I wish you could do that for more of these endings, since that's the only one we actually can for this version of the game. But anyways, we just got to go back here, look behind us a couple of times, see our dead mom. We've already seen it before. It's not shocking anymore. And it's time for the boss fight again, but this time we're actually going to win. So you can see when the dog comes up, when he uses that fireball attack, we just have to shoot him before he throws it, and we don't have to worry about it. When he uses the duck attack, we have to shoot both the dog and the duck. And it's only when we shoot the dog that we actually do damage to him, but it's pretty easy to do some. He's not the strongest guy in the world. It's not like he's got the best attacks. They're actually pretty easy to deal with, if I'm going to be completely honest, but it should just be one more hit. He tries to go for that. And yeah, that's going to be his first phase done. And now it just makes you wait for a second. But then the second phase is where things really start getting crazy, because a gigantic dog comes out with glowing red eyes, and he's just looking down at us. Now, our gun is going to go golden, and we can only actually damage him when he's shooting lasers out of his eyes. So we hit him twice in the face, and that's going to do a good amount of damage. We wait for his eyes to start using lasers again. Of course, we're going to hit them, and with just 2 more shots, that's going to take him out. So that's the boss fight done. But that's not the ending yet, because even though we took out the dog in the game, he's still alive in real life, so we're gonna have to go back there. And this is one of the most unsettling experiences you will ever have in gaming, especially the first time you play it, because we're just sitting here. We know that the dog is around us. We know he's coming for us, but we don't know from where. And while this is happening, you keep hearing the same duck season sound over and over again, just coming into your ears. It's really annoying. Like, what does that even mean? Why does it keep happening? I don't even know if I want to know, but we do have this gun, and it now does have electricity, so we can use it to attack. I also have this sword, which you can slice the dog with the sword if he gets close enough, but hopefully we'll be able to shoot him before that happens. Now, he can come from a couple of places in the house. He can come from the bathroom, he can come from outside, and he can come from behind our stairs. So I'm just looking around, making sure that he's in none of these corners. Meanwhile, this is just getting burned into my brain, these sounds, the duck season, and it's gonna keep getting louder until finally it stops. Now we have to find where he's coming from. I saw him from outside. We got to shoot him in the face a couple of times before we electrocute him. Now he is literally floating and stuff. I don't know what's happening with this man, but yeah, we took him out. A little disturbing, because now there's just floating cubes of blood in my room. Not really sure what that's about, but hey, we took the guy out, and this one's actually going to be the canon ending. So I guess this is the one that actually fits with the lore. You can see that we get rid of the game. We call the police before we realize that the police probably can't help us. Our mom is literally dead, and they're probably gonna think we're the ones that did it. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. We're not gonna talk to them. And this little kid thinks he can do it all by himself, so he starts digging a hole and buries his own mom, which is yeah, that's a little morbid. He also did a terrible job at it. Like, her body is literally sticking out. Come on, man. And now we gotta pack up everything we need. Of course, we're gonna bring our phone, some IDs, a gun, everything that we need, a picture of our family. I'm not sure where our dad is. Maybe he could have helped us with this. Our guy just walks away. I'm not sure whatever happens to him, but we still got 4 more endings to do. So even though he might want to be done with this dog, we are not. We got plenty more to do. So on to ending number 4. You'll notice after you get your first ending that every once in a while there's going to be a golden bullet with the regular ones. Now we can just keep shooting until we get that, and then our gun is going to turn gold. If we shoot the sun, everything goes white. And yeah, we just nuked the earth, I guess. And this is a pretty creepy ending. It's gonna be the nuke ending. And you can see that our boy is just all alone in this space of white. And he's looking for his mom. He's looking for literally anybody that can help him, but it's not gonna happen. And he also starts calling for the people who made the game, which is honestly a really cool way of doing credits. I'm not sure if it has lore implications or not, but finally, after calling out for all those different people, our boy just accepts that, you know, he's all alone, and we were also the ones that caused it. I mean, I don't feel bad or anything, but we are the ones who caused it. And then the dog, who is bloody, comes over to comfort him. So this is probably one of the weirdest that, like, why? Why, dog? Why are you doing this? But yeah, anyways, that's going to be number 4. So on to number 5, and this time we're actually going to call the police. So you will see that they're going to have their report. They're going to say, hey, if you know anything, you should call the police. Let us know so we can help you. And we're going to pick up the phone, but we can't actually talk to the police. They're just going to keep saying, sorry, I can't hear you. But finally, after a while, after they just keep complaining about not hearing us, they'll say this.
I'm sorry, I still can't hear you. I'm going to assume that you're under duress, and we will send our best. Just keep doing what you're doing and stay safe. They'll be there soon.
So like the 911 operator said, we're going to keep doing what we were doing and play some more duck season. But now we make it to level 8, go to the ending. We see the dog behind us like usual, but this time we got the police on our side. So it's not going to turn out like it did last time. We get the best men ending, which is going to be 5 out of 7 complete. And we see a new news broadcast.
Programming to bring you a police chase. Officers appear to be closing in on a suspect related to the disappearance of several local families. We're told this person is armed and dangerous. Let's take you overhead now, live to the scene in our Sky 6 helicopter.
Yeah, they are going after the dog right now.
Pedal animal running through a neighborhood, some kind of a beast. He's rounding about.
He literally comes through our window, and then they start shooting him. And, you know, this guy, for some reason, he is tanking these shots. He will not die. And he also has the knife in his hand that our mom brought up earlier. And yeah, he just keeps coming up. He's like, nah, I'm not going to let you stop. But they keep shooting him down over and over again. He's tanking all of these shots. I'm not sure what his suit is made of, probably Kevlar, but that should be enough. But the police are not going to stop. They're going to keep shooting him, even though he is clearly dead. They're just going to make sure. And I mean, to be fair, I don't blame him. This guy is definitely evil. But yeah, the dog died. Now, someone is also going to try to talk about it, but we actually already got the ending, so we can just go back to the title screen. And for our next one, we're back to this boss fight. We're going to win it, of course, like last time, but then we're going to lose in the real life section. So like last time, we hear this super annoying tape that just repeats itself over and over again. Just stop. But after a while, our boy the dog's gonna come through with the knife. We're not even gonna shoot him. We're just gonna let it happen. He stabs us straight in the head and we lose consciousness. And yeah, that is an ending. A really sad ending, but an ending. And then it's gonna be a loading screen where this interesting stuff happens. You see, we are now back on the stage. We can turn around and we can see that it's gonna open up for us, and the dog is just standing over our dead body. I'm not even sure if I can show the kid's dead body here. I might just have to blur that out, but of course we're gonna wave to him because he is the boy. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting one. Anyway, he's going back into the TV, takes one last look at us, and we can just look at the dead kid. So that's kind of sad. But you know, of course we had to do it because it's another ending. And that's also going to make 6 endings out of 7. Now for our last ending, we can only get this one after getting all other 6 endings first. Then we need to play each level perfectly and not shoot the dog. So our mom's going to tell us it's time to go to sleep. And it seems like we get the Fiesta ending again. But this time, instead of getting the Fiesta game, we get a weird VHS. So we go back into the real world, and now it is time for actually the hardest part of this game, going and putting the tape inside the tape player because you can't move forward with a controller stick or anything like that. So I'm trying to get past my desk right now. I am not sure why they set this up like this. You can see me going through the desk, just trying to get it in there. It's so hard. Like, what if you don't have space in your room? I'm not sure why they didn't think this through. Come on, just get that in there. I'm just reaching as much as possible. I was making it all the way to my wall. But then we see the dog. He's just chilling, having a good time. And we got to grab the gun, go and shoot that. And it's going to bring us to another loading screen where now we get the dog ending. And you can see that everything was a play or something like that. I'm not really sure. But now we're just going to keep moving this thing back and forth. And you can hear some weird dog music that's going on until we see that something opens up and there's just the dog who's been controlling everything this whole time. Yeah, so of course we're gonna wave to him. As soon as we see the credits, that is gonna be time to 01:25, and we can help him move the credits along. But that is gonna be a world record on speedrun.com, so I'm pretty proud of the run. All right, subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.